Hey, it's Kyla. Welcome back to another episode of Under the Sink Show, a place where we talk about things we generally don't want to talk about. This is episode 2, which will be a solo episode, so it's just gonna be me and you. Don't make it awkward. First of all, I guess thank you for listening. I don't know if you know me, and I don't know if I know you, because I don't know. I know people who listen, because they tag me and they message me and say, nice job, Kyla. I don't know. Actually, no one said nice job. They just said congratulations, which actually says a lot about the podcast itself. It's more like, congratulations, you have a pet or something. Congratulations, you won something. But then what you won is like, I don't know, a toaster. But a toaster is actually a really nice prize. I don't think toasters are a thing in the Philippines. Okay, so yeah, this is Under the Sink Show. This is episode 2, and this is gonna be a short one compared to the real episodes with guests. I mean, the real episode is already short anyway because it's 20 minutes. I didn't want to go like over an hour, I guess, because I want to keep my listeners engaged by, tricking them to say like, oh, it's just 20 minutes. And then like, it's just going to be, white noise. It worked. I guess my plan worked. So, kudos to me and my team. Wow. I have so much energy. What did I do today? Oh, I went to the grocery store. No one asked me. I did not. I went to the grocery store, and then I bought a lot of stuff because I haven't gone to the groceries in like 2 weeks. And then I got home, and Yuri was waiting for me, my cat. And then she did something which was unusual. There was poop stuck like on her fur, so she started like sliding her butt across the floor, and that was just like brand new. So yeah, and I decided to record this because I feel like it is the perfect time because I'm not doing anything and I have all this energy. I want to talk about what I briefly mentioned in the previous episode, which was with Isa, and it was about the rush of excitement when an idea hits, and how it just crushes just as hard. So I came to the conclusion of like just calling it some sort of high, like the high of an idea. So we're going to dissect what it is, and I guess find out if we can tame it in some way. So, and I guess it's just something also relatable. I feel like we've all been there, like the feeling when an idea sparks and then our brain is just firing all over the place, and then we're almost like some sort of ball in the edge of combustion or something, like we're about to blow up, and then we're just buzzing with so many possibilities, and then it fades, and then like it just disappears. We never want to talk about it again, and we put it under the sink. We're kind of like, that meme of, well, actually not a meme, a video of a child saving their cat from their toy rocket, or was it like a firework? I don't know. Basically the cat was being dragged away, but like only to find out at the very end of the video that the rocket or firework did not feel like an explosion at all. So yeah, we're kind of like that rocket, that toy rocket. Yeah, the excitement turns into an overwhelming feeling, and then we go overthinking, and then we just rather sleep. Let's talk about it. This is a 5-day-old outline that I made, that I'm reading, which is why I am this way. So there is a cycle to this high, and yeah, I've already described it, but new idea, immediately romanticizing about it. And by romanticize, we're just like, I don't know about you, but I romanticize a lot in my life. The funny thing about my romanticization of an idea is that it skips the part of like I'm doing the idea, immediately goes to the part where I'm being interviewed of how good of an idea it was. So maybe that's why also that's that's also why I'm a little this is frequent for me. If you don't experience this, then good for you. Um yeah, cuz we feel like the idea is like that thing that will change everything, right? We spend hours and maybe days, obsessing about it, like daydreaming and planning of some sort. And then we reach that ultimate peak of like being hyped, and then nothing, it just drops. The momentum just stops. Motivation completely out of sight. And everything is too big, everything is too complicated, and then it's too much. And the worst part is that we have this guilty feeling now of abandoning another thing, even doubt ourselves. Like the guilt becomes self-doubt, like was it even a good idea, or was I just hyped for no reason? Why does this happen? I think part of it is that excitement and pressure come like partners. So that like when something good happens, like when something good is about to happen, that's why probably we feel super excited and then super nervous, at the same time. And then the moment we recognize something has potential, it stops being a fun idea, because that potential is opening up to doors, not only to positive things but also to negative things, which is like what we would recognize as failure. And it starts feeling like now you have to succeed, really, because if you don't succeed, then everything just sucks. And it feels more like a chore now. It feels like an obligation. And I guess nothing kills, our motivation like obligation. Wow. Bars. And also, like, the overstimulation itself is probably what it is really in its core, because it's kind of like a high, like an adrenaline rush. So if you don't pace yourself, we crash. I'm mixing up all my pronouns, but like, yeah, we crash. We're just there, and then the cycle happens again, and now we make another idea, and then, like, it goes on and on. I feel like I've lost so many ideas, not because they were bad, but because I guess I burned through them all. But I guess we can tame the high. I don't have all the answers, but I am trying to work on myself. And I don't know who said or gave this advice to me, but a person, like, there's just this thing inside my head that if it's not working on so many tries, that means I'm doing something wrong, or like I'm doing the same thing over and over again. And based on my multiple cycles of high, I realized that what I'm doing, quote unquote, wrong is because I've always acted on it immediately. Like, whenever there is an idea, I act on it immediately. I do full horsepower on that idea, and then it fades, the momentum fades. So I guess what's different with Under the Sink show is I gave it time to breathe. I gave it its moment, and I just sat with idea for a bit, because I feel like not everything needs to be acted on immediately. And like, thinking about it and not doing anything about it, oh my god, cars. And thinking about it is kind of like, it helps me filter out the ideas that are worth pursuing. So yeah, sit with it first, see how it feels, and leave it alone for a bit. And after you thought about it for a bit, that's when you start baby steps. That's where you do small gestures versus grand gestures. Because sometimes we easily mistake grand gestures as something that is easier to prove that we are committed into something. I've made a mistake of doing that so many times. And if we could start with just tiny little steps, I think that would help us not overdo our efforts and not overwork ourselves into the crash. And that's the thing. If an idea requires a constant high to survive, maybe it's not the right time for it. The best ideas, I think, are the ones that can exist even when we're not 100% hype. And speaking of 100% hype, lower the stakes. Not everything needs to be the greatest thing ever. Lower your expectations and just know that some things can just be fun. It is so noisy outside. What is going on? It's a Sunday. Anyway, so yeah, I'm still figuring it out. Maybe you are too. But if you ever felt that cycle, hyped, obsession, overwhelming thoughts, abandonment of ideas, just know that it is normal, it is a human experience, and you are not alone. But that doesn't mean that you are stuck in that loop, that cycle. Okay? You can either work on it if you want to work on it, and don't if you don't want to work on it. I guess what I'm trying to say is we need to at least learn to ride the high without letting it ride us. And we have a special guest, Yuri Takamori. Yuri is my co-host. Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah. Okay, now I'm just wasting time. I guess I will take this opportunity to say that every Saturday on the same week as my solo episode, I will drop a bonus episode pulled from the conversation that I had with the previous guest. So this Saturday, you will be seeing an extra episode from my guest, Isa, because that was a 2-hour call and you only witnessed 20 minutes of it. So I guess I'll see you. And thank you again so much for listening. I hope you have a nice day. Kindness wins. Ride the high. High is good. Don't do anything illegal. Okay, thank you so much. Hey, I am not done talking. I just want to get things off of my chest. Number one, yes, there are audio inconsistencies because I recorded this in 2 days. Okay, so there's a Saturday Kyla and then there's a Sunday Kyla. I am Sunday Kyla. Also, there is probably like a part of the audio where you would hear water. I know you think that I am under the sink. I am not. That is actually my cat's water fountain that I just turned off just now, just to do this. Anyway, Under the Sink Show is a Love Club production, which means I basically hired myself to do all this. So if you liked it, tell a friend. Share it on social media. Tweet about it. Post it on IG stories, okay? You can do whatever. Or I don't know, you can comment. You can comment on Spotify now. So if you can do that, that would be really nice. If you didn't like it, then keep it to yourself because I am very sensitive and I guess I want you to be the bigger person. Thank you. See you next time.